tell about your experience with Barry Bonds.
No. Yeah, it was a long time ago, early in my career, and I was in the dugout with Don Baylor. I said, you know, it's just such a shame that Barry seems like he just doesn't have any fun playing the game, or he's ready to yell at somebody or bite somebody's head off if they ask the wrong question. He said, oh, Barry's bark's way worse than his bite. Come on, I'll introduce you. And so he gets out of the cage, and Don Baylor goes, Barry, this is one of our radio announcers, Joe Buck, you know, Jack Buck, this is his kid. And Barry's like, so? It's like, okay, I had my hand out, and that was it. And so I just walked back with my tail between my legs and looked at Don. I was like, yeah, you're right. Great guy.
In your opinion, who's the home run king?
Yeah, that's a great question. I kind of look at it, maybe the unseen or unsaid asterisk. I mean, the home run king to me is Hank Aaron. But statistically, it's Barry Bonds. And I would be a hypocrite if I just said what I said, which was it's impossible to say certain guys are and certain guys aren't. We think we know. And Bonds is in a situation where he has said that he didn't know what he was putting onto or into his body. So I just look at it as almost two different records, two different times in the game. And it doesn't upset me like it does others. I just think we have to realize that that was all over baseball, a lot more than we knew at the time. And, you know, there's Hank Aaron in a different era, and there's Bonds now.
How about your best Mark McGwire story?
You know, Mark was always misunderstood to me. And I say that because he just was kind of the reluctant superstar at that time. Now, he's admitted performance-enhancing drug use, and that's a different conversation. But at that time, when he would take batting practice and people would react, even in Montreal, they'd come early to see him take batting practice. He's like, I just don't. He got out of the cage one time, and he and I just hit it off, so we always talked. He said, I don't get it. I don't know why they're all clapping and hooting and hollering. I'm like, Mark, you're hitting balls where nobody has ever hit them in this stadium. They're freaking out. He's like, yeah, well, I mean, who cares? And that's kind of how he was genuinely. So when he became, you know, the new single season home run guy, and he would be around St. Louis and people would come up to him, he's just like, kind of like, what do you want? He didn't buy into all that stuff, which I give him a lot of credit for. He just, you know, he walked away from $30 million at the end of his career because he didn't want to be a batting practice trick pony. He wanted to be either Mark McGwire or not, and he walked away.
Should a known or even assumed performance-enhancing drug user whose statistics warrant induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame be inducted?
To me, either nobody goes in or the guys who statistically are in that category, then they all go in. But to sit back and just based on physical appearance or what we think we know, start randomly picking out guys who we should keep out and I say we, it's up to the baseball writers anyway, so I have nothing to do with it. But to me, we don't know what anybody's doing. And, you know, you go back to the Mitchell report, that was one stream through the Mets clubhouse and Kirk Radomski or whatever his name is. It all fed off him. That's one guy. I mean, there are more suppliers, I would assume, than one person. So, again, we don't know what anybody's done, and it's impossible to sit back and be 100% accurate saying, well, he did, he didn't, he did, he didn't. Therefore, that guy should go in and that guy shouldn't. We just don't know.